50, 50 minutes after the hour. So FM, you're locked on to the Queen First song. It's WFM 99.9. Up next, we have our Midday News, and this is coming to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
No frills, just great prices, only in Courts. We don't just talk about it, we've got it. Shop with confidence and save big. Up to 50% off appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. Plus, pay with ready finance and get 1 month free. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, there can possibly be an ease in COVID-19 protocols here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is according to Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves while speaking on radio yesterday. The Prime Minister said he had taken a look at the new protocols suggested by the Chief Medical Officer and NEMO Health Services and the NEMO Health Services Subcommittee. We'll hear more from the Prime Minister.
I know that the Chief Medical Officer and the Health Services Subcommittee of NEMO, they've suggested some amended protocols where they do some changes which would ease some of the restrictions. And they're supposed to come to Cabinet today. And we'll ask the people from the Health Services Subcommittee, Chief Medical Officer and the Medical Officer of Health to come by so that they can explain what is happening. We had a long discussion last Wednesday, and they had promised to do some protocols, some amended protocols. I've read them. Most of them I'm in agreement with, and some, I'd like clarification. But in the meantime, we follow the protocols.
That was the Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade is encouraging Vincentians to show their creativity and tell their story by participating in the ministry's special edition Literary Arts Competition for 2022. The competition is held under the theme Charting Resilience, Recording Recovery, and seeks to encourage participants to hone their writing skills by utilizing this opportunity to document experiences from the 2021 explosive eruptions of the La Soufrière volcano and the aftermath. Representatives from the ministry joined WEFM earlier today and called on Vincentians to take part.
I want to encourage persons to really, take part in this competition because you never know. You might have a story there and you might think it's not worth sharing and you might end up being the winner. And think of the thousands of people that are actually going to read or even see your picture.
I agree with you.
So I encourage Vincentian nationals home and abroad, please just enter the competition. Encourage your children, encourage your colleague, your friend to enter the competition, and it's not too much to enter.
The competition is open to all Vincentians from age 9. The categories of the competition are short story, essay, narrative poetry, and pictorial narrative. Still on the local scene, the volcanic alert level has been lowered from yellow to green. The decision was made by the government on the advice of scientists from the Seismic Research Center, University of the West Indies. A green alert means that seismic and steam vent activity at the La Soufrière volcano is at or below the historical level. According to an official release from NEMO, no other unusual activity has been observed. Activity at the La Soufrière volcano is now considered to be at levels similar to background activity recorded prior to the 2020-2021 eruption. The overall trend of decreasing seismicity continued during last month. No change in gas composition has been observed since measurements were taken in late January. This indicates that the plume chemistry has returned to its pre-eruption chemistry. There has been no significant change in deformation signal since May 2021. The alert level was previously lowered from orange to yellow on September 15, 2021, and since then activities have lowered considerably or ceased. NEMO in their release stated that the La Soufrière Trail remains closed due to the uneven and dangerous terrain. On to news in the region. Guyana's Ministry of Health is advising parents of children between the ages 12 and 17 to vaccinate them against COVID 19 during the upcoming Easter break. Guyana's Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony lamented that the government continues to have some challenges with the age group as parents are not allowing their children to be vaccinated.
Every parent should be concerned that if your child is not vaccinated, then there will be that risk of them getting the infection. Although in children we have seen a milder form of the infection. Nevertheless, we want to offer to our children maximum protection, which means they should get the vaccine. Because of their age, the ministry cannot administer that vaccine without the explicit permission of the parent or guardian of that child. And in a lot of instances, while we would have had campaigns at schools and so forth, we are not able to vaccinate a lot of children because they did not get permission from their parents. So I would urge parents that before school reopens, that they bring their child or children to one of the vaccination sites where we can administer the vaccine to them so that they can be protected.
That was Guyana's Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony. Data released by the minister showed 34,115 children in Guyana have received one dose, while 24,756 are fully vaccinated. The Antigua and Barbuda Lower House has passed the Antigua and Barbuda Labor Code Amendment Bill of 2022 to extend maternity leave from 12 to 14 weeks. For many years, women have been complaining about the limited maternity leave afforded to them during and after their pregnancy. In 1998, the law gave maternity leave for 6 weeks, an insufficient number of days, according to Attorney General Steroid Benjamin, who introduced the bill in Parliament on Tuesday. Benjamin said the health and safety of women in Antigua were also taken into consideration when deciding on the change. The amendments were passed unopposed. The bill will now have to be passed in the upper house before being gazetted. On the international scene, the war in Ukraine could cut global economic growth by more than 1 percentage point in the first year after the invasion, according to a new report. The Organization for Economic Development, the OECD, says the impact could also cause a deep recession in Russia if it is sustained. Although Russia and Ukraine only make up a small percentage of the global economy, they are huge producers of raw materials. The OECD also warns that the conflict could push up prices globally by about 2.5%. Costs were already going up due to increased demand as COVID restrictions ease. It comes as the Bank of England raises UK interest rates to 0.75%, citing concerns the war in Ukraine will push prices up further. And finally, in sports, Villarreal scored 3 late goals to move into the Champions League quarterfinals as Juventus went out in the last 16 for a third successive year. The Spanish side did not have a shot on target before substitute Gerard Moreno converted a 78th minute penalty from Daniel Rugani, fouled Francisco Quilin. Defender Paul Torres added a second when he finished from 6 yards as Juventus failed to deal with a corner. The draw for the quarterfinals takes place on Friday, and Villarreal will be in the last 8 of the competition for the first time since 2009, and only the third time in their history. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Love our style at Quartz Optical, Toscana, Ray-Ban, Armani, and much more with up to 75% off selected frames. Buy that frame and pay nothing for 30 days. Book your eye examination online today on www.quartzoptical.com. We've got the frames you love only at Quartz Optical. Value you can't see. Special conditions apply.
This Sunday, the One Dose and Done Caravan is on the